going on, folks, and welcome back to Four Corners of the Galley. I'm your host, PBO, and you're joining me on another edition of Run or Jog the Stadium with PBO. That's right, folks, this is our weekly sports recap show where we bring you all the latest headlines going around in the sports world and give you my last little quick take on something that I feel like very interesting. So, without further ado, let's kick it into these headlines. And for a shocker, let's kick it into World Cup news. Doo-doo-doo. That's right, folks, I'm leading with World Cup. Right now, we're in the middle of the World Cup. We're in the last week of the round-robin qualifying tournaments. We already have a few teams that have made it, a few teams that have been eliminated. And this Saturday, we're going to have the first of the knockout, first of the 16, the Sweet 16, the knockout round will be coming along. There has been a few surprises. Luckily, Argentina did sneak itself back in. Germany is recuperated and probably going to make it. So far, no crazy things have happened. But a few teams that have surprised me that are extremely well. The Croatians are playing great. Belgium is playing amazing. And I cannot wait for this knockout round. So, let's just hope the rest of this World Cup is really good because we've only got a couple more weeks before it leaves us again for another 4 years. And I must say, I truly enjoy every single time it comes on. Even if I am waking up at, the beginning of the morning to watch soccer, it's tons of fun. And also in soccer news, the one who's kind of been taking over the headlines but has been actually passed by Mr. Harry Kane is Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. And is he the GOAT? Man, so far in this World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo has 4 goals and has been playing lights out for Portugal. His Portugal team has advanced to the knockout stage and he looks better than ever. This team has been built around him. So this team is set up and ready for anything that is thrown at them. And I truly feel like they have a deep run in them because Ronaldo is playing out of his mind. Now, let's not all forget, Leo Messi's still out there, and after today's game, he came through when he needed to, and he scored a great goal for him, and Argentina has pushed away into the next round. So hopefully, we'll get some of these juggernauts making it to the Final 8 and the Final 4, and there will be some great matches for us to finish this out. I don't know about you, but for my money, Ronaldo's pretty great. I don't know about the GOAT, but we can discuss that later. So, that's all we got for right now in soccer. But let's kick it to the other sport that's having a lot of fun, and that's the NBA. Let's kick it over to some NBA news. Alright guys, so we're into the NBA news, and the NBA is in its off season, but kind of like the NFL, right after the end of the NFL season, a lot of things start to happen. You know, you get free agency and all these different things happen, and people changing teams and setting up for the draft. Well, the NBA has actually even got a smaller window. Because the season is so long, and the NBA season already ended, we already had our draft last week, which was, let's just be honest, pretty lackluster. The last couple of drafts have had some really huge trades happen on draft day, plus a lot of players were traded back and forth, and you really didn't truly know what was going on. The biggest controversy from this year was Michael Porter Jr. basically falling to like 14th, but it was very lackluster, very quiet. Teams that were supposed to pick their players. There are a few trades here and there, but nothing crazy happened. I feel like a lot of people are waiting for free agency and to see what's going to happen going on with that. So this kind of draft, they just picked their players and moved along. Definitely some bigger things coming, but not every year is a great NBA draft. But we also did have the NBA awards happen last night. So let me give you some of the winners from this year's NBA awards. So, most improved player was Victor Oladipo. After being traded to the Indiana Pacers, he led his team all the way to the playoffs and looked amazing. Well deserved. Nice job, Mr. Oladipo. Coach of the Year was Dwayne Casey. Talk about a freaking irony. Dwayne Casey wins Coach of the Year and then gets fired by the same team he won Coach of the Year, only to get picked up by the Pistons. So, should be happy if you're a Pistons fan, because now you have Dwayne Casey in your team and hopefully looking up. Defensive Player of the Year went to Rudy Gobert. Woo! This young kid with the Utah Jazz is amazing. With him and Donovan Mitchell, sky's the limit for Utah in the future, and I'm really impressed on what they got. I cannot wait to see what they come back with next year. Sixth Man of the Year was Mr. Lou Williams. Sweet Lou out of the LA. We'll call him the Clippers, but I mean, yeah, whatever. Sweet Lou took home that sixth man. I love seeing him on the Lakers. Lou Williams is a great player. Well deserved. Great job, Lou. Rookie of the Year went to Ben Simmons. Now, this is probably the most controversial award of the whole night. Ben Simmons is technically playing in his second year. He did have a Blake Griffin-a-la-esque rookie season where he didn't play a single game and missed everything and then won Rookie of the Year the next year just like Blake Griffin did. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. He didn't play last year, so technically he's a rookie. Yes, was he with his team for a year? Yes. Did he have an unfair advantage? Probably so. But he also looked pretty amazing on that court, and no one else helped him to get to where he is. That was his talents put out on display, and he had a great year. He led his team almost to the freaking conference finals, but he got to the semifinals, and I was very impressed. For my money, I would have chose Donovan Mitchell. That kid came on the scene and surprised everyone and took Utah deep into the playoffs where no one thought they were going to do that. So I really like that. And the MVP of this year, which everyone should know, is Mr. James Harden. That's right, the beard gets his first one. Now, how crazy is that? I don't know about you, but if I'm the Oklahoma Thunder, you got to be kicking yourself, right? This year's MVP, James Harden, doesn't play for you. Last year's MVP in Russell Westbrook, he still plays with you. But then 2 years before that, Kevin Durant, he don't play for you either. So let me think. The 3 players you drafted no longer play for you are all MVPs? Yeah, I think you should have let that ride a little longer and kept them together. And maybe we were talking about the Oklahoma Thunder and their dynasty than the Steph Curry and his Warriors. That'll never change, but man, and it's gotta hurt when you see James Harden winning that trophy and you didn't really get nothing in return. So, past all the awards, we're still in LeBron Watch. And yes, we are sitting here still speculating. LeBron hasn't chosen anybody. That's nothing new. This Saturday, free agency opens and teams can start negotiating and talking to other teams. Hopefully, we'll get some information and we'll find out what's going on. But until then, folks, we're all just sitting around and praying and hoping that LA gets LeBron. Oh, I mean, look, LeBron, choose a team, whoever you root for. And also in other news in the NBA, what's this? Kawhi Leonard wants out. The great and mighty Spurs actually have their best player disgruntled and he doesn't want to play for you anymore? Shocking. I guess that Spurs way doesn't last forever. Just like Brady and his Patriots and everyone being all hunky-dory and everybody was loving each other, Jimmy Garoppolo got traded. And then you got St. Louis Cardinals and their Cardinal way, and then they got caught trying to steal all the Houston Astros information. It doesn't last forever, folks. The Spurs have been on a great run with Pop. He is successful, the best coach in the NBA, but Kawhi wants out, and I don't see this ending nicely for them. So maybe we'll see if there might be even more craziness. I cannot wait to hopefully talk to you next week and talk about all the different players and all the different teams, because that's what I'm excited and waiting for. Woo! Well, there's our news for this week. But before I leave you, let me give you my quick take for this week. So let's kick it over to the quick take. This week's quick take is all based on Shohei Ohtani. That's right, the new dual threat for the Los Angeles Angels has stepped onto the scene this year, and man, has he been impressive in the few short times that we've seen him. So he had a really rough spring training, and he did not look like he was going to be the player that everyone thought he was going to be. A lot of people made were making a lot of deal. Oh, maybe he should only pitch. He shouldn't really hit. Well, let's just be the first ones to say we were all wrong. This kid came on the scene, and man, he is everything advertised. Let's just go over some of his numbers. This is just pitching. Pitching, he's got 9 games started, 61 strikeouts, 4 wins, 1 loss, a 1.14 whip, and a 3.10 ERA. At the same time, he's played in 43 games, has 114 at-bats, 33 hits, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, a stolen base, a 289 average, and a 535 slugging percentage. Man, I have never, ever in the history of baseball, unless you count Babe Ruth, ever seen a player that could do both things at the elite level. And this just makes it even worse, because Shohei Ohtani's been out for the last month and a half. He's only given us 2 great months, but he got injured really early, and the news has not been good. It might be Tommy John, and we have heard nothing out of Angel Camp in a long time. Hopefully this young man can come back healthy, and I hope if he does need to take a year off, take the full year, come back fully healthy, because I cannot wait to see this kid back on the field. He is amazing, and he is something that baseball truly, truly needs. I have not seen this greatness since Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders were playing 2 sports, and man, they were amazing. So let's just hope Shohei Ohtani is healthy and can come back to this sport of baseball. Well, there you go, folks. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this run or jog with the Stadium with PBO. Come back next week where we can talk about all things World Cup, NBA, and hopefully something else happens. Until next time, guys, jog it out!